basement of La Penta, it's WICR.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to Lights Out Sports. I'm your host, Rob Picardo, joined with Armand and Terrence. And, guys, we just talked to you about the NFL draft. Now we're going to get into the NBA playoffs. Yesterday, we had some great games with the Cleveland Cavaliers falling to the Chicago Bulls 99-92. The LA Clippers defeating the Rockets without Chris Paul last night, 117-101. Guys, let's first go into the Chicago Bulls series versus Cleveland. I mean, LeBron's held to under 20 points, has 6 turnovers yesterday. Is this what we're going to be seeing night in and night out from the Bulls? Because the Bulls are a big defensive unit.
Okay, yeah, so...
He's a LeBron fan. Let's say that first. So, he's going to try and make this a positive.
No, I'm not going to try and make it a positive. I'm trying to be a realist right now.
He's going to be a realist.
I'm going to be a realist.
LeBron fans trying to be realist. That's funny.
Yes. I don't see the Cavs winning this series, in all honesty. Without Kevin Love and J.R. Smith is gone for the next game, I seriously doubt that the Cavs are going to win this series because Chicago, they have a great front court and back court. Like, what? The Cavs, they don't play that great defense. Kyrie Irving can't defend Derrick Rose that well. And then you got Timothy Mozgov and Tristan Thompson on Pau Gasol and Joakim Noah. That's not going to work out. As from the game yesterday, Kyrie Irving can't defend Derrick Rose. Every time Derrick Rose drove to the paint, they always had the double team, and Pau Gasol was always left wide open for the mid-range shot.
Now, would you say this is because of inexperience in playoffs, taking on Derrick Rose come playoff time, or...
It's not because of just inexperience. Well, Derrick Rose, I have to give a shout out to him. He's back. He's doing great right now. Mm-hmm. It's just that, the Cavs aren't known for playing, they're not a defensive team. They're more of an offensive team.
Well, at the end of the season, they were pretty good defensively.
Yeah, they were pretty good defensively.
From January on, they were very good defensively.
But, people was like, oh, does Kevin Love have an effect on the Cavs? I'm like, yes.
He really does.
Kevin Love spreads the floor out more. You can't, Kevin Love hits the big shots when it matters, and Tristan Thompson, he's an inside scorer though.
Yeah, without them, they definitely don't have enough scoring now. Because really, if you think about it, it's really only Kyrie and LeBron. I mean,
exactly.
Iman Shumpert had a couple good games, but Iman Shumpert's not an offensive player.
But he did great yesterday. With
He's not an offensive player though.
But still, he did great yesterday.
I mean, that's great, but you can't expect 18 to have Shumpert nightly.
We're not, because that's just because J.R. Smith is...
The loss of J.R., because J.R. is an erratic player, you know what I mean by that? He'll try and turn up whenever he can. Whenever he gets the ball, he's thinking about going on a hot streak. And, the loss of Kevin Love, Kevin Love doesn't help defensively, but offensively he does space the floor, and he can hit a couple shots.
And he's also a big guy you need come for rebounds with the size of just having Mozgov and Thompson out there. I think Love's another guy who you need about that 10 to 11 rebounds against Pau Gasol and Noah.
And then the other thing is, too, and they have Gibson coming off the bench. And who's going to match with Gibson coming off the bench now since Thompson's in the starting role?
Though, with Gibson.
Well, Cleveland's going to have Sean Marion put in now.
Miritic, Aaron Brooks. They have a great Chicago. They have a great bench.
They have a guy like McDermott who doesn't even play who can come in.
Exactly, and they all can shoot the three, and they can all shoot the three too.
Yeah, Chicago's built to win a championship right now.
As of right now, I gotta agree. As much as I love LeBron and Kyrie and the Cavs, but I have to give it to Chicago right now.
I think they're gonna lose in 5.
You're gonna lose in 5 or 6. I have to be a realist right now.
It's gonna matter also with the Bulls. How long will Rose's knee hold up? Rose can't get injured. That's the thing. He can't take any blows in this series because we know how bad his knee is right now. But I mean, I'm taking Chicago in 6 in this series.
Chicago 5.
5 or 6. Chicago 5 or 6.
All right, so let's go last night's other game. LA Clippers. First of all, this weekend, defeating the defending champion San Antonio Spurs. Chris Paul with the game-winning shot with about 9 seconds left in the game. And now they take on the Rockets. Chris Paul gets injured, actually, over the weekend. And now they come out and beat the Rockets 117-101. And, guys, I mean, are the Rockets an overrated team? Yes, I'm going to put it this way. It's only one game. But are the Rockets able to match up versus these good teams like the Clippers who are loaded with DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin?
I'm going to be honest with you. I think that the Rockets, as they saw Chris Paul wasn't playing, I think that their ego got to their head, and they kind of played around. Because if you watched in the second half, they were taking a lot of isolation shots. They weren't really working the ball around. So I think that without Chris Paul now on the court, they sort of like, I'm hot stuff. Like, we can win without... just playing hard.
Trying to take advantage of
They're trying to take advantage of the fact that the superstars on the court.
Their playmaker's not there, but they should have taken into account that Blake Griffin was there to play. He had a triple-double last night.
I think Mikal definitely, after that game, stormed out his team in the locker room. Like, he definitely ripped a hole in them. But going into the second game, they're going to come out firing. They're definitely going to win the second game because they played horrible the first game.
Oh, they most definitely did. I mean, we look at some of the stats from last night. James Harden being held to 20 points. I mean, he had 12 assists. Only 5 free throws made on 6 attempts. I mean, the big thing with James Harden is he's a guy who gets to the free throw line, and if the Clippers are able to hold him off from doing that, it's not going to be a great series for him whatsoever.
But you also got to take into the fact that a lot of Clippers players stepped up yesterday, like Austin Rivers and Matt Barnes. You know, the role players. They did what they have to do. So, and it's like when the announcer said yesterday, like, the Clippers won the game. It's got to be because of their bench, and it definitely was because of their bench, too. Jamal Crawford, he came in, and he was shooting lights out. So you definitely got to give it to the Clippers bench for playing well without Chris Paul being out there.
Yeah, you got to give it to them, but their bench is not consistently good.
It's not consistently
It's really bad.
It is. Like, without Chris Paul, the bench really isn't all
It's
that
horrible.
good. But, you know, people stepped up yesterday, too. So that's what led to the Clippers' victory yesterday.
Now, how many games are we going for this series? I could see this going as a 7-game series.
It's going 7.
I'm going with the Clippers. For some reason, I get these instincts sometime where when a team comes off of a really good series, I get that feeling that you'll see them in the conference finals.
The Clippers are a better coached team.
Oh, truly.
They play the half-court set.
Definitely.
They're not selfish at all. Every one of those players on this team is always looking for a lob to the basket or a pick and roll for someone like Redick to shoot a 3. I mean, they play to Doc Rivers style. They play like that Boston Celtic team when they were in the championship. The Rockets are just poorly coached, and they're egotistic players.
So you're going with the Clippers, too, then?
Yeah, they're going to win in 7, but it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah, I'm
Because
going
the
with-
Rockets have too much talent.
Got to
So
go with the
they're gonna
Clippers
be
in
in
Game
there.
7.
The question is, can we see them in the NBA Finals? Now, that's the
No.
thing. I mean,
It depends. It depends how that Golden State-Memphis series goes, which I'm pretty sure we already know how
I
it's
hate
going.
to say it, but I think Memphis might get swept.
I'm
Coming
not
from-
leaving it off the table yet.
Coming
It's
from
only
the
one
Vince
team.
Car- coming
It's
from
one
the Vince
team.
Carter
Coming from
fan.
a Vince Carter fanatic. But no, they can't score with them, man. Golden State, like, they can't change Golden State's style of play.
You can't
It's
stop the
impossible.
MVP.
It's impossible. In order for Memphis to win games, they have to win games 95-90 against Golden State, and you can't limit Golden State to under 100.
There's no one stopping the MVP of the NBA.
Speaking about him, let's go into him right now, actually. Congratulations to Steph Curry on picking up
Chef
his...
cooking with the pot boy.
Just had to do that, right?
Yes, Chef cooking.
So, first MVP award for him, and second player in Golden State history to win the MVP. The last person, guys, Wilt Chamberlain. And, I mean, this is just a great experience for Curry. First of all, Steph Curry has always been a guy who's been undervalued going into the NBA. If a lot of people remember him playing at Davidson, where a lot of people didn't see him doing that much, where he had a Cinderella team, he made it to the Elite Eight, and people still didn't see anything special about him. But the guy's always had that key shot taught to him from his father. He's always kept it in his heart to keep going and excel to the next level. And you see now what hard work pays off. How hard you work every day, it's going to pay off in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Well said.
And it's well deserved too, because he's such a humble player too. Like, he's not one of those cocky players. As great as he is, he's just so humble on the court, on and off the court actually. So I think it's actually well deserved.
Yep.
I mean, it was a tight race, though. We have to give it to the other guys. James Harden put up a phenomenal show this year. Dwight Howard was out for most of the year, and he really helped control this Rockets team, propelling them to the playoffs with 56 wins. We even look at Russell Westbrook and the Thunder, a team that didn't make the playoffs, finishing 9th in the West. And
LeBron James was third.
Yeah, but LeBron James shouldn't even
LeBron
be in
James
there.
was
I'm
third.
sorry to say, he shouldn't even
LeBron
be in
James
there.
was third.
He's
I will bring that
just
up.
a usual favorite.
Yeah, he's just,
I will
you know,
bring that
everyone
up.
on the committee is just like, oh, LeBron James.
I will bring that up.
You gotta throw
was
LeBron
third.
James in there.
I will bring that up.
But, I mean, Russell Westbrook, a guy who Kevin Durant goes down.
Yeah, definitely.
And Kevin Durant's the key piece to the Thunder all these years, and the guy just put up triple-doubles nonstop.
Everyone's got to remember, too, that Thunder team is like 10 games under 500, and they finished, 8 games over?
Just
So that's a big, big swing. And that's on one man's shoulder in the Western Conference. That's a hard feat, man.
It is.
I mean, I really I imagine Durant did play this year with them. Durant would have been MVP case most likely, but I mean, Westbrook did put up a phenomenal show, but giving it to Curry, Warriors 67 wins this season, 67 and 15, and this team has been phenomenal. We look at all they've gone through. Starting off from last year, where Mark Jackson gets fired, they pick up Steve Kerr in the offseason, and they just continued showing every way what an offensive threat they are.
And then you have, people like Klay Thompson stepping up, becoming an all-star for the first time this year. So Steph Curry, he had some help too.
Oh, he most definitely did. All right, guys, we just talked to you a little bit about the NBA playoffs. When we come back, we will be talking about the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. Stay tuned after these commercials.